Hey y'all, how's it going? So, surprise, I'm going live today and I wanted to talk about my grad school tag that I just started. And so, it's just 10 questions that I'm going to answer, and I want you guys to answer too. And it's just questions for grad students. Some are fun, some are interesting, and it's like mostly to help us get to know each other in my group. So, if you have not joined the Academic Society for Grad Students and you're a grad student, make sure you just type it in the search bar in Facebook and you'll find it, or just comment and I'll share the link with you. If you're watching this live, tell me hi. If you're watching the replay, tell me hi. So here's how this is going to work. I'm going to answer these questions and then I'm going to challenge you to answer these questions as well. And so what I want you to do, you can just make a post and share your answers in our Facebook group, or you can go live. I would love it if you went live in our Facebook group and answer the questions, or you can write a blog post, answer the questions, create a YouTube video, answer the questions. Just make sure you tag me or share your answers with me because I want to hear and I want to learn more about you. Okay, so let's go ahead and get started. The first question is, when did you start grad school? And so for me, I've already graduated, but I started in the fall of 2011. Second question, what are you or what did you study in grad school? In grad school, I studied math. Question number 3, what type of degree program are you or were you in? I was in a PhD program for math. Number 4, what were you most nervous about before starting grad school? So for me, when I was an undergrad, none of my friends were math majors. And so I also started undergrad with a bunch of math classes, college level math classes under my belt. So I started in Cal 3. And so I was in class with a bunch of upperclassmen who like immediately graduated. And so for all of my math classes, I didn't really they weren't really people that I knew, really, because they weren't freshmen like me. I didn't meet them in the dorms. We weren't going to the same events. So I didn't really have any math friends. All of my friends were in other areas. And so when I went to grad school, I was pretty nervous about not knowing people in my not knowing people in my grad program because they're all math people and I wasn't used to hanging with math people, and I was nervous that I would have to do all of my work by myself and that it would be a very lonely and isolating experience. But it was not. I made friends and it was definitely not isolating for me. Okay. Number 5, what do you wish you would have known about grad school before you started? Okay, so I thought about this question. So the thing that I wish I would have known before starting grad school was that everybody in my grad program is not killing it. Everybody does not have it together. Everybody has some type of deficiency or some gaps in their knowledge from undergrad that they don't know yet. And so it may seem like when you first start grad school that the other students know more than you, or that they've taken classes that you haven't taken, but there are things that you know more than them. And so we're all kind of just struggling along together. And so I wish I would have known that everyone else was struggling too. It wasn't just me. It wasn't just a few people. Everyone had some struggles throughout grad school. Okay, number 6, what is your best grad school memory? So my best grad school memory was finishing grad school. So when I graduated with my PhD, I loved that I was able to take a picture with my mom. And so my mom, she got her PhD in business management, but it was while she was raising me. So I saw her go through the whole process. So it was really nice to share that moment with her. And so we call each other doctor all the time. She calls me, "Hey, doctor." And I'm like, "Hey, doctor." So that was awesome. But before that, so if I talk about before graduation, I really enjoyed getting my very first teaching evaluations. I know that's very strange. So when I first started teaching, it was in like my 2.5 year of grad school. I was so nervous because I'm really shy. I'm very introverted. I never wanted to be a teacher, which is funny because I am now. But I just thought I wouldn't be good at it, and I thought I was just too shy for it. And so after my first class that I was really nervous about, I worked really hard to prepare for it. But after my first class, I realized I got my teaching evaluations and they were so positive, and my students loved learning from me. They actually learned math. I taught trig. They actually learned trig and they enjoy learning trig, and it was just a great experience. I was like, wow, this is very rewarding and fulfilling, and that's what made me decide to pursue teaching and being in academia when I finished grad school. All right, number 7. What is the most embarrassing or awkward thing that has happened to you in grad school? So I have 2 answers for this, but they're very much related. They're related to me being shy, me being introverted. So one thing to know about me was I'm great at school. I'm good at taking classes. I'm good at taking tests. I'm good at learning. But I do not do well when I have to speak in front of groups. Like, I never raise my hand to answer questions in class, which I feel so hypocritical because I ask that of my students and they do it. They're just different from me. But I never raised my hand to answer questions. I only answered questions when it was like necessary, or if I was called on. I never like to speak in big groups. Like when it's more than like 5 people, I shut down and I don't talk. But one day I was in, I think, numerical linear algebra, and there was a question nobody was answering, but I knew the answer, and it was like, what are the dimensions of some matrix or whatever? And so the answer was, it was an M by N matrix. But because I was so nervous to actually say my answer out loud, I had this weird voice. I'm going to imitate my voice for you, but I had this very strange voice. It just came out so weird, and it was just so embarrassing. I was like, this is what I get for talking in class. But so I answered the question and I was like, M by N. It was so embarrassing. And I was like, oh my gosh, why is this my voice? Why did that happen to me? And yeah, so that was very embarrassing. Also, another one, right before I finished grad school, we got a new chair of the department. And so he wanted to have a luncheon with the grad students to talk to us, to get to know each other. So we're just having lunch. We were talking. We were sitting in a circle in a room, just chatting. Someone asked me a question. I started answering it. But then everybody in the room started listening to me, and I just was not prepared for that. And so I panicked. I was like, oh no, everyone is listening to me. So I turned to my one friend and I just started talking to her. And then at the very end, I was like, yikes. But that was part of the story I was telling. But my voice got weird again. It was just strange. I'm good at teaching. But when it's just social situation with multiple people, I struggle. Hashtag introvert, hashtag really shy. Okay, number 8, who is your grad school bestie? I have 2. So throughout my grad school experience, also getting their PhD in math, my besties, Caitlin and Vinny, we were always together. Caitlin started with me. Vinny started a semester before us, but I think the way we all started hanging out was Vinny invited us to go to a Zumba class, and so we went. And so we went to the gym all the time together and did group exercise classes. We would grade our tests together, have grading parties. We would hang out and do crafts over the weekend, and we would go to concerts together. We hung out all the time. We even went to conferences together, and we would see our professors at the conferences. And so I think the chair of our department was like, wow, y'all are always together. Y'all the 3 amigos. So we were the 3 amigos. So yeah, those are my grad school besties. And we graduated pretty much at the same time. We all defended our dissertations, I want to say in the same week maybe, or close to the same week. But yeah, those are my grad school besties. Number 9, how would you describe your grad school style? So something to know about me, I love to dress cute, and especially in undergrad, I just love putting on clothes, styling clothes. People would always compliment me on my outfit. So I kind of took that into grad school. I would be super cute. I would wear jewelry and necklaces. And I remember I had rings, and I was just cute all the time. But somehow around the second year of grad school, all that went to the wayside. I was so casual every day. I literally just wore workout clothes every single day. Until I started teaching, I would kind of dress up a little bit for teaching, and then on the other days wear workout clothes. But then my teaching clothes kind of just became a little more formal version of athleisure wear. So yeah, I'm trying to come back and find my style again. All right, and then last question, what do you want to do when you finish grad school? So when I went into grad school, I had no idea what I wanted to do. I just knew I wasn't ready to get a job, and I thought learning about my favorite subject sounds like a good idea. Of course, I want to learn more. So I went to grad school, no idea. I told you I was shy and I didn't want to teach, but when I taught my first class, I realized I loved it, and I kept teaching. I kept teaching more classes, and I was like, oh, this is what I want to do. I want to be a teacher. And so that's what I decided to do. So now I'm a lecturer at a university, and I love my job. It's my dream job because I get to just talk about my favorite subject every day. So yeah, that is the grad school tag. I hope that you guys enjoyed it. So I'm tagging all grad students or people who have recently finished grad school to answer these questions. Make sure you tag me and share your answers with me. Also share this video with any people in grad school. That would be so awesome. All right, you guys, have a wonderful day. Bye.